Welcome to the Two Disabled Dudes podcast. We believe life is about how we react. Welcome back to the Two Disabled Dudes podcast. Yeah. Sean, we are leaving for Rare at Sea on February 26th, which when this episode comes out, it's only a couple days. And so at this point, I'm going to project into the future in my mind. I'm so excited to go on this trip in a few days.
Yeah, same. I cannot wait.
It's going to be great. So everyone can follow Two Disabled Dudes on social media. We're going to be posting throughout the cruise. I'm sure that Effie will be posting a lot at One Spot in Jeans, so please follow that as well.
You know, I feel like I should give a little disclaimer because we don't really know what it's going to be like in terms of internet and access. So our intent is to post a lot during the cruise, but it might come and flood, waves at the end.
Sean, we're going to be traveling for this cruise, and it's going to be a whole lot of fun with a bunch of friends. Yeah. I wanted to talk about an experience that I had last night traveling, and it wasn't so much fun, but I wanted to relay it. So I spent a week and a half in California, and right before I just got back, right before I left from California to get back here, like, I don't know, 4 days before I left, I started getting messages from quite a few different people being like, are you going to make it back before the storm?
Yeah.
Because there, at the moment, as we're recording this, there's a huge storm going on right now. There's like a foot of snow on the ground outside here. So my flight comes back. It was scheduled to get back at 5:30. And the storm wasn't supposed to start till like midnight or 2 a.m. So I'm like, all right, I'll be back in time, not getting it stuck. So I finally get on my plane, head out, and I arrive at the Philadelphia airport almost like 40 minutes early, which is unheard of.
Yeah.
So I was feeling good, right? I'm like, all right, I'm going to go to the store, get all my food, and then be able to just hang out for a few days while the storm passes. Well, so I get off, I go down to the baggage carousel because I was gone for a week and a half, so I packed a big old bag with a bunch of clothes and whatever. So go down there, my bag is not there. And the carousel stops, and it's still not there. So I go to the baggage office, and I tell them, and they're like, well, give it a few minutes. I'm like, all right, I just saw everyone else on my flight leave with their bag. So, all right, I give it a few more minutes. I make the rounds of the baggage claim area to look for my bag, not there. I go back. The baggage people are not very helpful, but finally I convince them that I should file a claim for my bag, right? So I file a claim, and I leave the airport without my bag.
Oh, man.
So I'm going home to a big old storm. I have, like I just told you, I packed for a week and a half.
Yeah.
I packed like all my important clothes, like the clothes I wear every day. They're all in that bag. So here I am at the moment right now. Okay, here's a little TMI. The only underwear I have is the underwear I wore on the plane back.
So you took all your undergarments for a week. Dude, you need more undergarments. Like it's okay to have like 2 or 3 weeks worth and never wear them. But to be in this position where you only have 10 and you wore all
Fair enough.
I know what I'm getting you for your birthday.
Yeah,
That's
fair. That's fair.
That's too bad. So as of right this minute, no word on your bag?
No, because it was supposed to come last night. I was really hoping it would come before the storm hit, but it didn't come. The storm hit, and so I think I'm probably looking at 3 or 4 more days before I get my bag back. Now, I mean, granted, I am gonna like Amazon some undergarments,
That's a good idea.
and I definitely have some other clothes. I'm gonna be fine, but it's just kind of annoying. So anyway, so I had parked at like a pay parking lot near the airport, right? So I had to get the shuttle to get back there. Well, I call them and I finally like help them understand what I'm doing. I need the accessible shuttle because I'm in a wheelchair. I don't actually need a wheelchair. I just need the accessible shuttle. That was a conversation that was really frustrating. So the guy gets there and the lift is not working. So he has to put it in manual mode, and he's literally like cranking me up the side of the shuttle manually, and he's like huffing and puffing. And so I finally get in there and get to the parking lot. Well, while I was gone, somebody had parked right next to me, and I couldn't get my ramp out. So I had to have the guy get in the car. Meanwhile, it's 15 degrees out. We're freezing cold. The guy's getting in my car. I have to instruct him on how all the things work to be able to get the seat in the right spot, whatever. So I finally get out of there. From the time I landed to the time I finally left, it was 2 hours in the freezing cold. Oh my God.
And no suitcase.
Yeah, no suitcase.
Dude, that is maddening.
So
that's
it was
not fun. Sorry to hear that.
But I got home and I got in bed and it was so warm and I was like, all right, just wait till tomorrow and figure it out then. So it was just a lot of things that happened all together all at once. So
there's always something in the world of travel, right?
That's right. That's right.
Well, folks, we had an incredible opportunity to connect with a fellow FAer recently. Hasitha is somebody that we've connected with probably over the last couple of years, but we never really knew each other or knew each other well. But in the last few months, we've gotten more and more connected. So Hasitha is a young lady who lives on the East Coast now, but is from India. And she invests a lot of energy advocating for disability and encouraging others on their tough journeys. We're grateful to be connected with Hasitha, and we're thrilled to introduce her to you. So please enjoy our conversation with Hasitha. Okay, here we are with Hasitha. We are so glad you carved out time for us today, even though we know you're feeling a little under the weather. That's a big deal to still stay committed. So thank you so much for joining us today, Hasitha. Welcome to the Two Disabled Dudes podcast.
Thank you, Sean. Thank you, Kyle.
Yeah, it's going to be fun.
Hey, we're excited to introduce you to our listeners, all 1 million or so of them. So tell us a little bit about you. Who are you? Where you're from? And how are we connected?
So my name is Hasitha Ella, and I'm from India. So I'm from Hyderabad, India, which is like home of biryanis and all that. But we moved to Charlotte, North Carolina. It's been 3 years, and I got connected to Sean through a lady who told me about your podcast and that you visited India.
Yeah.
So nice.
I'm curious, what brought you over to North Carolina just 3 years ago? from India. Like, that's
Well,
far.
technically, we used to live in New Jersey before. So my childhood and everything was in
Gotcha.
Jersey. And then we moved to India back.
Oh, wow.
And now we're here
Okay.
again. A lot of movement here and there, but yeah, it happened. Happened for the
Awesome.
best, I guess.
So that's the New Jersey accent I hear then. It's because that's
Oh,
what
I
you
have an accent.
That's not what I'm hearing, but okay.
You're the first person to say that. I feel like the accent is everywhere with the FA and the India and the Jersey.
I was thinking British, but what do I know? Hasitha, you have Friedreich's ataxia, like Kyle and I do as well,
Yes.
and many of our listeners, but not everybody. Can you tell us a little bit about how Friedreich's ataxia affects you, and how old were you when you were diagnosed?
So when I was diagnosed, I was 10. So I was in Jersey back then, and New Jersey, and the doctors over there, like, they had no clue for a couple of years, maybe like 4 years, I think so. I have to ask my dad. I don't really remember, but it's been a while. It's been long. It's been a long wait to think about it now. Like, um, it took a pretty long time for a diagnosis. And like US is considered one of the medically advanced countries, right? So like think about the other countries and like the other folks
Yeah.
around, like that kind of. I thought about that, like the
Sure.
awareness, the lack of awareness that's there, and like even the doctors don't know. So crazy.
Yeah, it's one thing, for you to say it took 3 or 4 years, but if you were in a different country, maybe that 3 or 4 years could easily turn into 8 or 10, if ever landing
Exactly.
on an official diagnosis. That's a common story in the rare disease world,
Yeah, it
unfortunately.
sounds like you lived with the FA in both the US and India.
Yeah.
I'm curious, what would you point out as, I don't know, the difference, if it's culturally, or maybe let's stick with culturally, maybe how disabilities are viewed, or you pointed out the medical field being able to diagnose, like what are some of the differences you think?
Well, the main thing that I've noticed when I came to the US, the first thing was, obviously accessibility is one thing that I've noticed is not there in India. But the second thing is, I think that people also like the population in India is like way more than in the US. And when you have a lot of people around you, they tend to be nosy. So, I think that can be a problem sometimes. Not all the time, but sometimes it can be a problem. And that's something that I like here. The isolation kind of is good for
A
me
little more
in
privacy.
a way. What would you say?
Yeah, I mean, I noticed that, like, I feel like the pace of a lot of things is a lot more quick. I don't know, actually, you know what? Some things are a lot more quickly paced in India, and some things are a lot more quickly paced over here. And that's kind of some of the stuff that I noticed. I don't know if I can think of a specific thing, but just sort of the tendencies and the pace of people. And you know what? One thing is the traffic in Delhi. Oh my gosh. There were definitely lines on the road, but I don't think anyone paid attention to any of the lines on the road.
Have you seen a scooter go on a sidewalk while you were in India?
I think so. And also we saw a cow walking down the middle of our freeway too. So yeah.
They're friends.
That's so, Sita, can you tell us how FA affects your life today?
It obviously affects our life, right? In general, like for everyone. I think right now I'm hitting the 20-year mark with FA. Like I'll be 30 in March. So that's like 20 years of FA. That's a lot of FA, but I think I've grown to accept it in a way, and it has changed me a lot. I would say in a good way, like being more compassionate and being more understanding. So I think it's been a good change
That's
for
huge.
me.
You know,
Right.
it's unfortunate that it takes a challenge or a rare disease to increase our compassion and understanding. But I can agree with that. I am very grateful that, especially as I age with FA, it's easier to understand people more, or, give a little more grace. But man, I wish the whole world could experience a little more understanding, right?
They'll get their time, definitely. If not
Yes,
now,
for sure.
someday.
Are you an only child? Do you have siblings?
No, I have a brother, but he doesn't have like FA. 6 years younger to me.
So do you still boss him around?
I wish, but he's the one bossing me. My
Fair.
bossy days are over.
Hey, Hasita, part of the reason why our friend Melanie connected with you, you've got a blog and you do a lot of work in the world of advocacy and spreading awareness. And of course, we're doing the same thing, maybe in different forms. I haven't written a blog in years. Kyle has off and on. Tell us a little bit about that. What's something about the blog that's important to you? What do you do, and where do people find it?
Well, I think advocacy is really important. I really enjoy doing it. Well, one things I did was connect with different kinds of people. Like you guys, for example, like I wouldn't meet you both if it wasn't for this advocacy. I wouldn't meet like many of the people that I connect with now because of the advocacy and awareness. I feel is so important with FA and like the lack of awareness that we have. I think it's important that we advocate. So I just like doing it.
And how do you do it? Besides writing a blog, how does advocacy show up for you?
It's only been like a year, not a year yet, since I've started my blog.
Okay.
But before, I have an Instagram, which I show like different kinds of little videos and reels and stuff. And I used to have a YouTube and stuff, so like I've kind of gotten a following there, I guess.
Yeah, very cool. We have an Instagram.
Yes, you do.
But we don't do much. we don't know what we're doing. We're just a couple old guys.
It's really incredible.
Yeah.
And you didn't follow me back.
No, that's Kyle's fault. He's in charge.
Oh, yeah.
No,
that's not true.
Oh, individually? Well, I'll fix that. I'll fix that. I just have so many followers that I can't keep track.
Oh my god!
Okay, for the record, for those of you not on Instagram, I don't have that many. It's like, I don't know, 2,000. Like, I don't have, anyway, Hasita, I'm so sorry. I will fix that today.
Hasita, your website says, where all your blogs are, lifewithhasi.com, and it says life with a disability infused with the essence of spirituality. Can you explain that to us? How does spirituality fit with your journey?
Yeah. I actually have been in this organization called Heartfulness, which does like meditation. So it really, changed my life. Like the mindset that I had when I started it, and the mindset that I have now, the perspectives that I've gained. I think it's because of the spiritual journey that I have. And I think it's really important to me to, you know, train your mind and be in a spiritual path. So, like, that's one of the things that is, you know, part of me, like Frederick's Ataxia. So,
Yeah.
Do you
it's a
meet?
part of my blog now.
Oh, no, wonderful. Do you meet in person with that group, or is it all online,
Yeah.
virtual?
You you meet in person
Wonderful.
and you meet it can be virtual and there's also like in person and they're like all over the world kind of.
Yeah,
It's like a worldwide movement kind of thing, and it's pretty like all over US and stuff.
yeah,
So like it's really important to me. It's a part of me, so like I had to make it a part of my
for
blog.
sure.
How does heartfulness interact with your disability and how you approach and thinking about your place in, I don't know, just in general in society among other people, and how does heartfulness affect your approach to your disability
um
and thinking about
I
it?
think that like when I started, like in the beginning, I was only 18 when I started uh heartfulness like meditation. So in the beginning my perspective was like, any newly diagnosed person would have, which is like why me, or like why do I have this disability, or like, all the negative things about um your condition, your life, or anything in general. But like as I started doing this meditation, it really changed my perspective
Mm.
and I noticed it really well. So that's kind of why, like I just want to share it with everyone and it's free. Which is a cool thing, I feel like,
Yeah.
Yeah,
because normally wellness stuff are really expensive.
sure.
And this is something that really helped me in my Frederick's ataxia journey.
Mm.
So I wanted to share that. So that's what I did.
Yeah.
That's wonderful. Hesita, you said early on you had the mentality that probably most of us have when faced with a new diagnosis or a challenge, and that is, why me? Why am I the one? So if that's what you wrestled with 20 years ago or almost 20 years ago, what would you say are some of your main questions today? If it's not why me, what are you asking yourself regularly today?
um well, now I guess now it's kind of like do whatever you want. Like I'm ready for whatever is about to come, like going forward.
Sure.
Because obviously like everyone has to move forward
Yeah.
with no matter what happens. So like right now my mentality is like whatever is gonna happen, like let it happen. I'm just gonna continue to move forward.
Yeah.
That's kind of my perspective right
One.
now. And I feel like I've been the strongest. Like, like initially when you guys like we have the most ability initially, gradually it decreases, right? But like I think that mentally right now I'm the strongest more than initially.
I love that. I think one thing FA teaches us, because it's progressive, right? And we have to keep continually be adapting to losing more and more and more. It's
Yeah.
never constant. And I love that you said you're ready for whatever changes may come, because we all three of us know that FA isn't the only thing that affects our
Sure.
lives. It's
Mm,
everything.
mm.
And so not only being ready for changes in FA, but being ready for
Anything and
anything.
everything.
Yeah.
That's a really great perspective.
Mhm. Thank you.
Hasitha, Rare Disease Day is right around the corner.
That's why we're here.
Can you tell us, what does Rare Disease Day mean to you? And have you done anything over the last year or two that makes a splash for your own, and that splash should mean anything, big or small. But what are some things that you might consider doing because of Rare Disease Day?
Well, right now, Crazy Day for me is like a day for bringing more awareness. Not that any other day is not
Sure.
like counted,
Sure.
but like this day and this month specifically. And I've done things in the past, but maybe like collaborating more with like different kind of people and doing more would be something.
Yeah. That even speaks to something you said early on in the conversation, is connecting with other people. That community is huge, right? Whether that connection is with 5 or 7 people or 200, the
Could be like one person.
yeah, it could be one. Just having somebody or some others to connect with, that community, people that understand you, that get you, and just
You don't have to
know you.
explain each and everything. They already know.
Yeah,
So
for sure.
And initially, like when I was diagnosed, like I didn't really want to meet anyone else. It's only now that I really want to meet and connect with other people with FA. Like initially, I never wanted to,
Yeah.
but I'm hoping it's not just me.
I think that speaks volumes. So good on you. I'm glad you're at a place where you're willing to be a little more social with your FA, or not with it, but more open to whatever
But I
it might
definitely am.
connection.
I definitely am.
Good.
You mentioned that, no other day is less important for awareness, and I agree with that. But I feel like Rare Disease Day is amazing because it's a jumping off point. It's a point where we can connect on this very specific topic, and then a lot of times carry that through for the rest of the days of the year as well. But it's sort of that focal point where we can use it to jump off of and for the rest of the year. So.
Sifa, thanks so much for doing what you do. Even though you said you've only been blogging, for a year or so, that's going to help encourage somebody else to take that leap. That's the point of the show. That's probably the point of your blog, is to find ways to encourage other people that are perhaps new in their diagnosis or just wrestling with the challenges that come with it. to connect with others and to find ways to live beyond their
And
circumstances.
keep going.
Yeah, keep moving forward, like you said.
Yeah.
Well, again, I'm so sorry you're feeling a bit under the weather. Hopefully, you continue to recover quickly, and you can enjoy the festivities that this month and Rare Disease Day has for you.
Thank you.
Before we let you go, can you tell us where do people find you? We'll link it in the show notes, but I'd love to hear it in your own voice. Where's your blog, and what's your Instagram handle?
It's lifewiththehasi.com.
Okay.
And my Instagram handle is lifewiththehasi. And hasi means smile.
Oh, wonderful.
Like Hindi, which is like our Indian language.
Yeah.
So life with a smile, life with a hasi. That's
so
cool.
I love kind of idea of it.
Now I'm curious, Hasita, what does that mean?
Hasita means smile.
Got it. Okay. I didn't know if there was more extended meaning.
No.
Okay. Very cool. Well, we'll be sure to link your blog site and mention your Instagram handle in our show notes. So listeners, please check out Hasita and all the great things she's doing in her journey with Friedrich's ataxia.
Thank you.
Thanks, Hasita.
Thank you.
I love her positivity and the light that she shines for everyone around her to see. Being on the phone, the video chat with her the whole time, just a constant smile. And I can see her on social media, on the blog. She's just always radiating that kind of energy. So I'm so grateful for that. And being able to lean on that positivity when maybe I'm having a bad day. We encourage you to check out her blog where she shares that energy openly, lifewithahasi.com. You can find both of us on her blog as well in a recent post. We'll be sure to link those in our show notes for you. Kyle, let's move on to our thank you notes. As listeners know, we find it valuable to end every episode with a note of gratitude, something that just gets us thinking about the beauty and power of other people, right? And how they make life go around. So, Kyle, who's your thank you note going to today?
I listen to 4 or 5 podcasts, and 2 of them are Dear Hank and John, and the other one, as you know, Conan O'Brien Needs a Friend. And they're so different. And I am giving my gratitude to just the difference in ideas, and through podcasts, being able to share those. And both of those things live in my head. Dear Hank and John they get very existential on like everything. It's funny and it's fun, but they really hit the existential pretty hard in that podcast a lot of times. And then Conan O'Brien is just like silly and wacky and fun and, existential every once in a while, but really, just silly. And anyway, the contrast of those 2 ideas is really great to just be able to visit those worlds whenever I want in a podcast. And obviously that applies to a lot of different podcasts and a lot of different ideas, but I just am grateful for podcasts and sharing different ideas.
Nice. Yeah, it's cool to have that in your pocket, right? Or in your earphones anytime you want. My thank you note is going out to Rocky, who's been our travel advisor for the cruise that Kyle mentioned at the top, Rare at Sea. Finally taking off next week or in about 10 days or so. Rocky is somebody I met a couple years ago on a cruise and found out he's a travel advisor. So I leaned on him for this particular cruise, and he's really worked with us over the last year to pull it all together. So couldn't have done it without his expertise and familiarity with the cruise world and all the things needed to make it work, especially for a large group. So, Rocky, thank you very much for all your help. Of course, thank you, Hasitha, for joining us and sharing your journey with us and others through your blog. Be sure to check out our show notes where you will find links to Hasi's work. Of course, if you're enjoying the show, we'd love for you to rate it, review it, and share it with the other friends. Be sure to subscribe so you never miss an episode. We look forward to talking at you again next week. Until then, keep living with urgency.
Thank you for listening to the Two Disabled Dudes podcast. This show is possible with your support. Visit twodisableddudes.com to stay connected.
Find us on Facebook and Instagram. And be sure to subscribe on your favorite podcast player.